In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the differences between living in Windermere versus Lake Nona. I'm talking location, amenities, schools, housing, and what I like to call the growth factor of both areas. Excited to get into this one. Let's go. Alright, so starting with location, Windermere and Lake Nona are about 30 to 40 minutes from each other, which might be helpful if you're looking to move to Windermere but work in Lake Nona, or vice versa. You're a lot closer to the airports in Lake Nona, of course. You're about 5 to 10 minutes. Pretty much the same distance either way to downtown Orlando. Windermere is a bit closer to Disney, and if you want fireworks in your backyard, your best bet is Windermere out of the two. But Lake Nona is also not that far off from Disney, about 30 minutes, because it has the toll roads, whereas in Windermere, you're really going through the main roads like Main Street, which takes a bit more time because it's one way in, one way out. So what about the schools in these areas? Well, as a realtor, I'm really limited on what I can say, but what I will say is that they both have great public and private options, some of the most well-rated schools in all of Central Florida. And if you're looking for daycare, I can provide you with a list that you can personally vet them yourself. So sometimes picking the right location comes down to the nature of your work, places you want to be close to, the schools you want to send your kids to, and then also what the hell is there to do while I'm here, which we'll get into right now. So what is there to do, to have, and to be a part of in Lake Nona? So you have the plethora of health services, the VA Medical Center, the UCF Medical Center, and the Morris Children's Hospital. Sticking to the theme of health, you also have the LMPC, that's the Lake Nona Performance Club, which is basically a health and wellness center. Some might call it a gym, but I think it's much more than that, having plenty of things to do in that facility. Next door, you have the Lake Nona Town Center with different restaurants. You're also going to be getting a movie theater in phase 2 of the town center, as well as shops and restaurants. You have the Lake Nona Wave Hotel with 2 signature restaurants coming out this year, so that's going to be cool to enjoy. You also have Boxy Park with live music and food again, and just a great time. They also have events there from time to time. Now in Windermere, you have downtown Windermere, which has like a coffee shop, some small shops here and there, your weekly farmers market, events that they host throughout the week, throughout the month, but really there's not as much things to do in Windermere as there is in Lake Nona. You have shopping plazas with restaurants and your daily necessities, maybe like a Starbucks, Chipotle, Publix. They also have LA Fitness in the Grove. But if you're living in Windermere, a lot of your amenities come just outside of Windermere in Dr. Phillips. You have Restaurant Row with all your fine dining options, private members clubs like London House, you're shopping at Mall at Millennia, you're getting your groceries from Trader Joe's or Whole Foods in Dr. Phillips, which is pretty advantageous because you don't have that in Lake Nona. But a lot of the times you're going to Dr. Phillips, and it's really cool to be that close to Dr. Phillips without dealing with the congestion and traffic that Dr. Phillips a lot of the time has. So as far as which area has more amenities inside the zip code, I'd have to give that to Lake Nona, but Windermere has just about, if not more, amenities just close by, which makes it a really tough decision, but that's definitely something you should factor in when deciding between the two. You want to see a magic trick? 1, 2, 3. And just like that, you can do some magic of your own by turning the like button blue. All right, so what are your housing options if you're deciding between the two? Well, in the resale market, I definitely say Windermere wins when it comes to price range flexibility. For example, you can get a townhome in the mid-3s all the way up to a multi-million-dollar property on the Butler chain of lakes. Speaking of the Butler chain of lakes, if you're looking for a lakefront property, I could not recommend more out of the two to start your search in Windermere. The Butler chain of lakes is absolutely beautiful. It's about 13 interconnected lakes, 5,000 acres of surface water, and I took some drone footage at sunset. Not sure that the drone footage is doing it enough justice, but I can't just imagine the views you'll be able to get from some of the backyards that sit right on the Butler chain of lakes. So if you're looking for lakefront, if you like water sports, or you just like taking your boat out, couldn't recommend any more Windermere over Lake Nona. Also, when it comes to gated communities, Windermere also wins in this aspect. There's a lot more gated communities in Windermere than in Lake Nona. Also, if you like golf, if you're a golfer, you're an avid golfer, I definitely would say, even though there are some fantastic options in Lake Nona, such as Lake Nona Golf and Country Club, they hosted the LPGA there this year, and they've hosted plenty of professional tournaments over the years. But when it comes to prestige and legacy, I really think Windermere still kind of holds that stronghold with communities like Isleworth, Keens Point, Lake Butler Sound, and that's where I'd kind of give the edge to Windermere. What I will say though is that if you're typically looking to buy a newer home, Lake Nona in most cases is going to be the obvious choice, especially if you're looking within that high $5 to $1 million range. Typically, that's kind of where the single family homes reside in Lake Nona, at least the 32827 zip code. You're going to be by far more options available to you newer in Lake Nona than there is in Windermere, especially if you're talking new construction. A lot of production builders are building in Lake Nona right now because it is growing, and it's growing like crazy compared to Windermere, where it's much more established already. And there is new construction in Windermere, but typically it's going to be a custom home builder building like a 10 to 20 home high-end community. So if you're looking for that, then you do have that in Windermere, but overwhelmingly, if you're looking between the 5 to $1 million range, I definitely recommend Lake Nona if you're looking for a newer home. So finally, what about the growth factor or future outlook of both areas? Well, in Windermere, there really hasn't been much commercial or development in general. Really, most of it has been residential development, like these custom home communities, and most of the retail and commercial development takes place in Dr. Phillips, just outside of Windermere. Whereas in Lake Nona, if you've watched this channel more than once, you already know the long list: corporate relocations, new tech startups, flying electric aircrafts, new schools, new communities, you name it. There's a lot of growth and potential in Lake Nona, far more, I would say personally, than Windermere. Windermere is great schools, great amenities, great homes, great communities, really great area all around, but Lake Nona is just sort of so different, so new, so innovative. And I'll say Windermere versus Lake Nona kind of boils down to opulence versus innovation. And on that note, if you're looking to buy in Windermere or in Lake Nona, I'd love to be your real estate advisor. So please reach out 47906-9282, or you can email me at romariog@salesorlandofl.com. Last thing, if you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. Join the family. Make sure to go follow me over on Instagram. Connect with me there. Ask me questions. I'll take you through my day when I can, when I'm not super busy. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope to see you in the next one. But until then, stay safe.